Welcome to another edition of Ask the Professor, brought to you by Trbo Test. Today's series is on the Trbo Test tutoring program for the GRE exam. The questions on here, of course, are brought to us by students, and they are actual GRE questions. I am Professor Konstantine Onapolous. I have 30 years of teaching experience at university, with the last 12 as Associate Dean of the School of Business. The first question brought to us is a certain jar containing 60 jelly beans, 22 white, 18 green, 11 yellow, 5 red, and 4 purple. If a jelly bean is to be chosen at random, what is the probability that the jelly bean will be neither red nor purple? Obviously, when you take the GRE, this is one of those questions you can do in your head and don't need a calculator. However, for our purposes, I will show you how to do this through the process of math. Before we do that, we need to look at the fact that the answer choices have circles around them, around the letters. This tells us, when we're taking the GRE, that there's only one correct answer. If it had a square around it, we would know that at least 2 answers have to be selected. So if we take the data they have given us, we know that the total jelly beans is 60, 22 of them are white, 18 green, 11 yellow, 5 red, 4 purple. All right, in order to solve this, we simply, again, take the total of 60 jelly beans. We take the red and purple, which we're trying to isolate out of here. The red and purple equal a total of 9, 4 plus 5. We subtract that from the total, gives us 51. The formula for probability, of course, is number of favorable possibilities divided by total number of possibilities. So we just take the 51, which is the number of jelly beans that we could select, that we want to select, and we divide it by the total 60. It gives us an outcome of 0.85, which is letter D. So the solution to this question is letter D. The second question says each employee of a certain company is in either Department X or Department Y, and there are more than twice as many employees in Department X as in Department Y. The average, or arithmetic mean, salary is $25,000 for employees in Department X and $35,000 for employees in Department Y. Which of the following amounts could be the average salary for all the employees in the company? As you see, this question has the answer choices in squares. That tells us that at least 2 of the answer choices are required to complete this question. Ascertaining the data, we know that we have X to Y ratio, but that X is twice as many plus more. Okay, it says there are more than twice as many employees in Department X. So that would be 2 plus Z. We don't know how many more than twice, but we do know that it's greater than. The average salary for X employee is $25,000. The average salary for Y employee is $35,000. The overall salary is what we're trying to obtain. To solve this, we can start off doing a 2-to-1 ratio. Even though it says more than twice as many, we can start with 2 to 1. It gives us a nice even number. So if we do a 2-to-1 ratio to X to Y, that means we have to double the salary for the X department from 25 times 2 becomes 50 and 35. So it becomes 50,000 to 35,000 is our pay ratio. That accounts for the doubling. Add those 2 numbers together, we have 85,000. We divide it by the total of the ratio. 2 plus 1 is 3. That means that 28,333 is the average per employee throughout the entire company. That's the maximum they could get for an average. Due to the fact that this is at a ratio of 2 to 1, it would obviously go down as we increase the 2 side. This 28,000 tells us that C and D have to be eliminated. Obviously, we could stop there on the GRE because we know that only 2 boxes are left, and we know because they are boxes, we need at least 2 answers for this. So if there's only 2 answers left, A and B have to be our answers. But just for the sake of this presentation, let's go on. Now, let's jump up. Instead of continuing the 3 to 1 and 4 to 1 and 5 to 1 or 2.5 to 1, we'll go to 9 to 1. All right. So at 9 to 1, the 2 more than 2 or 2 plus X, we'll say that X becomes 7, which makes it 9-to-1 ratio. So at 25,000 times 9, of course, that's 225,000 to 35,000. That becomes our ratio. This added together becomes 260,000. We have a total of 10, 9-to-1 equals 10. Divide that by 10. That means that the average income for this company at a 9-to-1 ratio is 26,000. We don't have to obviously go any lower because 26,000 is the smallest number they give us to choose from. Therefore, we know that A and B are the only choices that work. Thank you.